So you want to learn one of the best builds in Diablo 4. This is Diablo 4 Season 2, Season of Blood, and I'm going to be showing you how to play a sorcerer. We're going to be doing chain lightning sorcery all the way from level 1 to level 50 in under 2 hours. I'm going to be showing you exactly what you need to do, giving you the build, telling you where you need to farm, what you need to be doing at every level. Let's get right into it. Please hit that like and subscribe and click that notification bell before we start the video. And now let's get into the build guide. So the first step on our journey is to create a badass character. I'm personally playing as a sorcerer, so you can play as a sorcerer. Make sure you like the look of your character, and then I want to talk you through how we're going to start this out. So all you need to do at the start of the game is pick sorcerer or sorceress. That's really the only important part to this part of the guide. However, this will change in the settings if you've played Diablo 4 or not. If you have played Diablo 4, you're going to be able to click here in the starting screen to skip the campaign. You need to do this for this build guide to work. Click skip the campaign. If you just bought Diablo 4 with Season 2 and you have not played the campaign, you're going to have to play through the prologue and then actually exit out of the game. Once you played through the prologue, exit out of the game, re-enter the game, and you're going to have a skip campaign option on the right-hand side of your screen, very close to where you would change the world tier. So this is going to be in the start menu of Diablo 4. You're going to be able to actually skip the campaign. So for both of these character types, you can skip the campaign. If you've never played Diablo 4, it's going to take you maybe another 10 minutes because you're going to have to play through the prologue. This is a very, very important step. This right here, this screen right here would be where we would be skipping the campaign. But as you see here, I had not played Diablo 4 Season 2 yet. So it made me play into the campaign, complete the prologue, and then you actually exit the game, go back to the main screen, and you'll be able to skip the campaign. So right here, it's going to ask you what world tier you want to play on. You want to play on world tier 2, the veteran, and make sure you are playing on the seasonal realm. So now that we got that setup done, we're going to get into the early game. This is level 1 through 20. What you're going to want to go is go into your map, travel to Siergar, and travel to the domain tunnels. Now, the domain tunnels, or as the community is calling the dopamine tunnels, is one of the highest density areas in the whole game. So you want to go immediately to Siergar, quick travel there, set a marker for the domain tunnels, and literally just ride your horse there. Now, one thing to note, don't worry, if you've just bought Diablo 4, you're not going to be able to unlock the quest for your horse until level 30. So do not worry about this. This isn't something you should have. But if you have played Diablo 4, just hit the Z key and ride your horse to the domain tunnel, and let's start the early game farm. So here we are, right outside the domain tunnel. I'm just going into the map here to quickly show you exactly where this is and exactly where you need to go. All you're going to need to do from level 1 to 20 is just go in here, do the first 2 or 3 rooms which have the highest enemy densities. Now this is going to scale by level. Just for an example here, I'm just using my sorceress at the level she's currently at. But I want to show you, just go into this tunnel, basically kill the first 2 or 3 rooms of enemies. From level 1 to 10, there may be like 15 to 20 enemies per room, and it's going to scale up. As you get over level 20, you're going to have 50, maybe even 100 enemies per room. This is all you need to do. Clear the first 2 or 3 rooms, and then teleport back out and reset the dungeon. So I'm going to show you exactly how you do that. So just, again, do the first 2 or 3 rooms until the enemy density seems to be a little bit less. Do not do the whole dungeon. That's completely unnecessary and inefficient. Really, the first 2 or 3 rooms are where the majority of enemies are going to be. And you'll notice just from run to run that sometimes they're in room 1, sometimes they're in room 2. But you're going to notice a big pack of, let's say, 20 to 50 enemies. You're going to basically kill all those enemies very, very quickly. And then you're going to teleport back out of the dungeon really quickly and reset the dungeon. But right now, you're probably like, what do I actually need to level? How am I going to actually build this from 1 to 20 and then onwards to 50? So this is exactly where you need to go. I'm going to be leaving this link down in the video description. You're going to be going to a site called MaxRoll, and this is going to be the full written guide. So this is going to take you through every single point level up. This is what I use to actually make this video guide. And so, yeah, you're going to just basically be following along with them. Have this up on another monitor or have this in a secondary tab that you can go. And then as you're leveling in the dopamine tunnels, as you're grinding domain from level 1 to 20, which should only take you like 20 to 30 minutes, what you're going to want to do is every single point, you're going to basically want to just follow along. Point 1 Arc Lash, point 2 Enhanced Arc Lash, point 3 Chain Lightning, onwards and onwards. They're going to have a full setup about actually every single point you take. So just follow along here. And this is going to be what we're going to be using to level all the way to 50. So I would highly recommend this written guide. It's absolutely excellent. I think the guy's name who made it is Dark Humility, Jeffrey H. So thank you, Jeffrey. You did a great guide. And now let's move on past level 20, because at that point, our farming is going to change a little bit. So you've just hit level 20 and you're so sick of the dopamine tunnels. Well, don't worry, guys. We're going to be switching to a new activity. And the first thing is, every time you check on your map, you're going to want to look for what looks like blue or like a blue plague on your map. This is the Blood Harvest event. You do need to do the first mission in the seasonal quest. So definitely do that. There'll be like a vampire mission. It takes like 5 minutes to do, very, very quick. And then when you go on your map, you will see a blue part of the map. This is the Blood Harvest. These normally come about every 1 to 2 hours, so they're very, very common. They're very often, and they give ridiculous loot, and they give ridiculous rewards. A lot of XP. This is fantastic to do. Every time this is up, you should be switching from the dopamine tunnels to do this. Even though the dopamine tunnels is a little bit more efficient XP-wise, by doing this, you're going to get better gear, which is going to help you level quicker. So definitely, every time it's up, look on your minimap and do the Blood Harvest for the entire duration that it's up. And don't forget to actually go around. There'll be little like blood pools and blood chests that you can unlock. Tons of gear here, tons of gold, a lot of loot. Very, very good event. Definitely do Blood Harvest. So that's number 1 on the differences between pre-level 20 and 20 to 42. But now let's talk about Legion events. So the number 1 difference between level 1 and 20 and level 20 to 42 is you're going to be looking on your map and you're going to be looking for Legion events. As soon as you see a Legion event, it is absolutely imperative that you join this. This has some of the best gear and the best XP and just the most outrageous loot in the game. Definitely for 20 to 42, every single time a Legion event comes up, you need to be doing it. The easiest way to find out about this, I'm going to be linking a website. It's a Diablo 4 Life event tracker, so it will tell you in advance when Legion events are actually popping up. That way you can be ready. You do want to be there 2 to 3 minutes before the Legion starts, because it's imperative that just like world bosses, you be there right when the event starts. You need to be there at least two minutes before the event starts. Another big tip I have for you is always pop an elixir, so you can craft elixirs and, you know, go into the alchemist, craft elixirs. A lot of times you get elixirs that drop too from enemies. Pop an elixir, because this will give you even more bonus XP and make your grind much quicker. So Legion events are an absolute no-brainer, and they do take precedence over any form of Blood Harvest or Domain Tunnel farm. So in terms of XP and in terms of priority, what I would say is I'm going to be covering Legion events here and then showing you world bosses, and that's what I would focus on. World bosses, Legion events first, then going to Blood Harvest, and then if none of those events are up, doing Domain Tunnels. So I briefly want to talk about world bosses here. World bosses are absolutely fantastic, and the rewards you get are fantastic and amazing. The issue with world bosses is if you're trying to do this in 2 hours and you're rushing through and you're playing through in one game, you may only get one single world boss. I would recommend you be at least level 32 to 35 before you try to take on world bosses, because they can literally just one-shot you at lower levels. So that's another problem with world bosses. So world bosses, even though they actually give great loot and great XP, the issue being that you may only do one of these all the way up to 50, and it has to hit at the right time. Again, the Diablo 4 life tracker that I'm going to be linking in the video description is the easiest way to find out when these bosses appear. But there's no guarantee that this boss is going to appear when you're actually doing your leveling. And if it does, it's only going to appear once. So I would still put this at a pretty minor point. But the amount of XP and the loot you get off world bosses is amazing. They are incredible fights, and I do love doing them. Just to let you know, basically, you can get 1 grand cash from the world boss per week. So there's 3 different world bosses you can fight, and each one will give you a world cash once a week. So literally, you want to run 3 world bosses in a 7-day period, and you want to make sure that they are all of the different world bosses. The only really way to efficiently do this is by using a tracking website, because actually just seeing them appear in game, you would have to be 24/7 lifing this game. After you do the world boss, then what I would recommend you do is going and doing your level 42 capstone. Now, it's going to say this is a level 50 dungeon, but believe me, you can do it between level 42 and level 44 because you want to get to tier 3 as soon as possible. And then after you do that, just continue onwards and basically just keep grinding in exactly the same situation as what I've been talking about. Now, one thing is when you go to a tier 3 world here, you can actually do Hell Tides. I wouldn't really recommend doing Hell Tides until level 50 because I find Hell Tides to be no better. Definitely worse than Legion events and probably worse than Blood Harvest. So just avoid Hell Tides until you get to level 50 and keep doing exactly the same stuff that I've been telling you up until now. So just for some final tips from level 42 to 50, keep doing exactly what I've been talking about. Keep doing your Legion, keep doing your Blood Harvest, keep doing your dopamine tunnels. Just run through that over and over again. And the main thing is here is try to party up as much as you can because you do get bonus XP if you're on a party. And also pop elixirs because they give you bonus experience. So pop elixirs as much as you can. One of the best ways you can level up even quicker is if you can get a person that is a little bit higher level than you. It will split the experience difference, so you will be leveling up even faster. But even without this, just in a default party, you can easily hit level 50 very, very quickly. So just do exactly what I've been telling you. I really hope you like this guide. I'm going to be making a lot more of these. So if you found this helpful, hit the like, hit the subscribe, click the notification bell, guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know down in the comments how you think I did and if this helped you. Thank you guys so much again. I'll see you in the next video.